Does nature depend on humans to save the world? The claim that nature now depends on humans to save the world is predicated on the understanding that human actions have drastically changed the Earth's environments and ecosystems, often to their detriment. This view, while widely accepted among scientists and environmentalists, has been criticized by some for being overly anthropocentric, or human-centered. Here are a few arguments against that nature depends on humans to save it perspective. 1. Nature's resilience. As previously mentioned, ecosystems often have a remarkable ability to recover from disturbances. Examples include forests regrowing after fires, or species repopulating after population declines. For instance, the island of Krakatoa in Indonesia, which was devastated by a volcanic eruption in 1883, eventually saw a resurgence of a diverse range of plant and animal life. The eruption was one of the deadliest and most destructive volcanic events in recorded history. Some argue that this shows that nature doesn't necessarily need human intervention to recover, and may in fact be better off without it in certain cases. 2. Human ignorance. Humans don't fully understand the complexities of the Earth's ecosystems. Despite our best intentions, human-led interventions can sometimes lead to unforeseen consequences. As an example, in 1935, cane toads were introduced to Australia from Hawaii in an effort to control the native grey-backed cane beetle, which was a pest in sugarcane crops. However, the toads were ineffective at controlling the beetles and instead became a major pest themselves. They have few natural predators in Australia, reproduce rapidly, and produce a toxin that can be deadly to other animals, leading to declines in native species. An argument against the claim that nature depends on humans could be that humans should exercise humility and caution in intervening in natural systems, and that in some cases, leaving nature alone may be the best course of action. 3. Nature's autonomy. Some argue that viewing nature as something that needs to be saved by humans reinforces a utilitarian or instrumental view of nature, where its value is tied to its usefulness to humans. Critics of this view argue that nature has intrinsic value, independent of its relationship to humans. From this perspective, it's not so much that nature depends on humans to save it, but rather that humans have a moral obligation to respect and not harm it. 4. Long geological timescales. The Earth has undergone massive changes over its 4.5 billion year history, including several mass extinction events. Life has always managed to persist and eventually flourish again, albeit in new and different forms. Some argue that life on Earth is resilient on these long timescales, and that it doesn't need humans to save it. However, these arguments should not be misconstrued as reasons for inaction or indifference towards environmental issues. It's clear that human actions are causing harm to many ecosystems and species, often at unprecedented rates. Even if we accept that nature has a degree of resilience, or that it has an inherent ability to recover from disturbances, this doesn't absolve us of responsibility for our actions. Moreover, while life on Earth as a whole may be resilient over long geological timescales, the same cannot be said for individual species or ecosystems, or for human civilization, which is deeply interconnected with the health of the planet's ecosystems. As we conclude, it's crucial to emphasize that the extremes of environmental alarmism and environmental denialism are equally detrimental. They stand as barriers to reaching a unified, pragmatic approach necessary to address our environmental issues as a global community. Embracing respect for nature, openness to diverse viewpoints, and humility about the limits of our knowledge is key. It's not a matter of nature needing us, but rather us recognizing our responsibility to protect the environment for our own sake and that of future generations. After all, we are the ones who operate in a timeline where the decisions made today significantly impact tomorrow. Thank you.